What's going on, hockey fans, and welcome to Goal Line Hockey. All right, so it's official. We've got it wrapped up in the books. I apologize for the late video, but we're going to talk about the Tampa Bay Lightning winning the 2020 Stanley Cup. We'll be taking a look at a recap of the playoffs here for the Tampa Bay Lightning and how they got to the Stanley Cup. We'll be taking a look at all that in this video. If you like what we're doing here at Goal Line Hockey, we want to see the latest news around the NHL, make sure to give this video a thumbs up and a subscribe down below. And let's take a look at the 2020 Stanley Cup champion, Tampa Bay Lightning. All right, so the story of the 2020 Stanley Cup champion goes back to 2019. The Tampa Bay Lightning, in probably December of 2018, best team in hockey. They were almost on the verge of clinching a playoff spot in January. But before the trade deadline, they had won the President's Trophy, 60-something wins, one of the top 5 best teams in terms of point percentage ever in the NHL. And they go up against a Columbus Blue Jackets team that made it into the Stanley Cup playoffs on the last day of the 2018-2019 regular season. So, it seems like an easy win for the Tampa Bay Lightning. This Columbus Blue Jackets team has been fighting tooth and nail throughout the season. They had to pick up guys like Matt Duchene at the trade deadline, Ryan Dzingel, just to keep themselves afloat to even get in the playoffs. They have no chance against the Tampa Bay Lightning. But then you remember we're talking about the sport of hockey and the NHL and how unpredictable the Stanley Cup playoffs are, as the Tampa Bay Lightning would get swept in that first round by the Columbus Blue Jackets, and the amount of misery we saw on the faces of Andrei Vasilevskiy, Steven Stamkos, Nikita Kucherov, Victor Hedman, and head coach John Cooper at the NHL Awards in 2019, I hate to say it, it was priceless. The amount of jokes that the NHL was poking at them during the interview, during the awards and stuff like that, how they had won all these trophies and they didn't even get a playoff win to show for it. Well, they were able to shut down those critics here in 2020 in the bubble, the uncertainty of even having a Stanley Cup champion here in 2020. The Tampa Bay Lightning finally pulled it off and they won the 2020 Stanley Cup. All right, so let's take a look at them this season. So they were one of the best teams in the NHL once again this season. Maybe not to the same level they were last year. I think they were humbled a little bit in that playoffs last year. Actually, I don't know how you aren't. You didn't even win a playoff game. Trying to go for the Stanley Cup, didn't even win a game in the postseason. They've had to go through all that this season, all the interviews, even when they go on a nice winning streak. Hey, it's nice that you're on this winning streak, but you didn't win a playoff game last year. Hey, you're on a 10-game winning streak. You didn't win a playoff game last year. The amount of times those guys had to hear that question over and over again post-game, as well as John Cooper. They stayed poised. They stuck with the plan. They picked up Zach Bogosian at the trade deadline. They picked up Barclay Goodrow, as well as a couple of other guys like Blake Coleman. And even without their captain, probably one of their better players in the lineup, in Steven Stamkos, out of the lineup for pretty much from the trade deadline up until now, they had not had Steven Stamkos. He did play in the one game in the Stanley Cup Final, scored a goal in that first period. But besides that, their superstar captain was not even there for the most part in this postseason. They were led by the young guys like Braden Point, who really have started to come up. Guys like Yanni Gourde, Andre Palat up front. And then you've got the veterans, the guys like Pat Maroon, who just won a Stanley Cup in 2019 with the St. Louis Blues. So that's 2 cups in a row here for Pat Maroon on 2 different teams. You got Alex Killorn, who is another great example of that, as well as on the blue line. You've got Victor Hedman, the best defenseman in the NHL, won the Conn Smythe Trophy. A pretty big deal there for Victor Hedman, and 10 goals in the postseason. You do not see that too often from defensemen. Braden Point, I believe, had 13 or 14 goals this postseason. Despite missing games in the Stanley Cup playoffs, he was unreal for the Lightning. But then you've also got those veterans on the blue line. You got guys like Zach Bogosian, who they picked up right around the trade deadline. Jan Ruda, Luke Schenn, Eric Chernak, who turned out to be a difference maker. Mikhail Sergachev. I mean, you go through this lineup. Every single player on that Lightning team is a very good player. I hate to say Carter Verhaeghe, but you may be the odd man out in that regard. But besides that, the Tampa Bay Lightning's depth is unbelievably good, and we saw that this postseason. It just seemed like every team they played against, they just steamrolled them. And you know what? Give the Tampa Bay Lightning credit. They really are the best team on paper in the NHL. And you know what? They were due for a cup. We talk about the Washington Capitals. They could never get over the hump. They could never get that Stanley Cup. The Chicago Blackhawks could never get over that hump. The Boston Bruins could never get anywhere. And here we are. We're talking about the Tampa Bay Lightning in that same situation. They were due for a Stanley Cup. Andre Vasilevsky looked great. Victor Hedman, their superstars looked good. The depth was firing on all cylinders. And they got a decent head coach in John Cooper behind the bench. He's taken a lot of criticism over the past couple of years. He's able to get a cup down in Tampa Bay. So let me know in the comment section down below. What do you think of the Tampa Bay Lightning winning the 2020 Stanley Cup playoffs, winning the prize of all prizes in sports? That is the one and only Stanley Cup. So congratulations, Tampa Bay Lightning. Big win for you. And better luck next year to everybody else. Will I be holding the cup here with a Tampa jersey on next year or somebody else? Let me know in the comment section down below. Who do you think will win the Stanley Cup for the 2021 NHL season? And if you like what we're doing here at Goal Line Hockey, want to see the latest news around the NHL, make sure to give this video a thumbs up and a subscribe down below. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great day.